Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Brian here. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Me, I'm not doing particularly bad. In this video, since it's St. Patrick's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to review the first Leprechaun movie. I actually wanted to review them all originally, but just didn't have time with work and everything, so you get a chance to. But I figured since it's the first thing, it's the first movie, so I figured I'd give it a homage and I'd give it a little review on St. Patrick's Day. So without further ado, let's get right into this review. So the movie starts out with the Leprechaun, actually his very first appearance on the screen, and he comes out. He's going down this little staircase, and he says some little thing, laughing about his gold, and he says, "As try as they will, and try as they might, who steals me gold won't live through the night." And then it pans off to a limousine, and this guy in the limousine, he's like an Irish man and his Irish wife. They live in America, though, New Mexico. And what happens is he's driving a limousine. He's got a limousine ride home and a bunch of alcohol. And his wife's like, "Dan O'Grady, you cannot afford this." Well, he says, "Yes, I can, and gold is how." And she asks him how he got it. He says, "I found a leprechaun in Ireland. I caught him, made him show me where his gold was." Well, then the leprechaun is in a tote. And it's a little kid's voice, and he pops out, and the guy's wife ends up falling down the steps and breaking her neck. And the leprechaun's there, and he goes, "Danny, me boy." And Dan O'Grady grabs his gun and a four-leaf clover, gets the leprechaun, eventually locks him in the basement in a tote. He was going to light him on fire. But then what happened was he ended up having a stroke, so movie panned off. It's 10 years later, and there's a Jeep going down the thing. It's actually Jennifer Aniston's very first movie. And yeah, there's a Jeep going down. They're going into this abandoned house estate. They're fixing up. There's a couple other characters. There's, a good-looking guy. Then there's Ozzy, and there's a boy. And they're the painters. All three of them are painting the house and fixing it up. It's Dan O'Grady's house. Ozzy goes down in the basement. Ozzy, by the way, played in the P.B. Harmon movie and Teen Wolf. Ozzy goes down in the basement. Well, the leprechaun, he knocks off the four-leaf clover because he hears a kid. And who escapes? The little shit. The leprechaun escapes. And then he says, he eats a spider. It's honestly disgusting. A tarantula. And he goes, "Starved. I haven't eaten in 10 years. Or he goes, "Have you seen any gold around here?" First he says, "As your shoes could use a shine." And he goes to shine his shoes. But then he says, "Before I shine your shoes, have you seen any gold around here?" And he goes, "You better tell me the truth, or I'll take your ear off and make a shoe out of it." And he bites him in the ear, and Ozzy runs out, all scared. The leprechaun tries shutting the door, and then he goes, "You only got away because my powers are weak." And then it's basically just Jennifer Aniston flirting with this guy. She feels something rubbing her leg, and then it scratches her, and it's the leprechaun. Then her dad, they hear a cat meowing like it's hurt, so the dad reaches into the bush, and it was the leprechaun making that noise, and he claws him. They take the dad to the hospital, and Ozzy and the boy had found gold, of course. They take it to this pawn shop / toy store to see how much it's worth, and the guy said, "Let me inspect this gold coin." And he goes to put it in the safe, and guess who jumps out? The leprechaun jumps out, and he plays pogo on his lung. It's terrible. And they go back to the diner. They get back to the house. All of a sudden, they end up meeting the leprechaun. They don't believe him what it is because he bites him because he gets caught in a bear trap. "I caught you in a bear trap." The guy, he shoots him a bunch of times. He keeps waking up. He's terrorizing them. And not to mention, before this happened, the leprechaun was driving a little toy car. I actually used to have one just like it from the toy store. A cop pulls him over. He kills the cop. And in the woods after terrorizing him. And he actually says, "Aren't you a little young to be out tonight, this late at night?" And he goes, "I'm 600 years old." That was honestly funny. But then he goes back, terrorizes them. They're fighting. They're trying to figure out what's the way to kill Leprechaun because they keep punching him, they keep shooting him, and he just won't die. So they end up finding a way to get away from him. They throw shoes. Jennifer Aniston goes to ask Dan O'Grady, who's in a nursing home. He survived his stroke. And he tells her the only way to defeat a leprechaun, or they're looking for a four-leaf clover. They end up finding it. The leprechaun terrorizes them. Ozzy had swallowed the coin early in the morning because they actually gave him his gold, but he was one shelling short. So he was still terrorizing them. Ozzy, it tells him that he swallowed the coin. He's hurting Ozzy. He's getting ready to kill him about stealing his coin. And then what happens is the boy takes the four-leaf clover they found and puts it on a slingshot and then shoots it into his mouth. Leprechaun explodes everywhere. He's all melted and stuff. He goes down the well, he climbs up, and then they end up shooting him one more time and lighting him on fire, and then he's dead. And the cops come. It's the end of the movie, and then you hear the Leprechaun like talk over that he's still indicating he's still alive for sequels. Yeah, I'm sorry my reviews are fast. I'm not a huge fan of reviewing movies. Like talking about movies, but I don't like reviewing them. But yeah, I figured I'd do that little review there. It is the Leprechaun's birthday, I guess you'd say. So yeah, so there's the Leprechaun review. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. Have you seen this movie? Would you watch it? And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video. As always, the usual, everyone. Like, share, comment, favorite, and most importantly, subscribe if you have not, and ding that bell. Alright everyone, God bless you, stay safe, I'll see you in the next video, and happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate it. Bye everybody.